Bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue à cette rencontre des
Welcome
ministres
to this Premier's meeting here in Ottawa.
We have had over the years, including often in this room, many really consequential First Ministers meetings. Many of you have been at a number of them. Some of you are new. Welcome to these conversations. We've talked about everything from climate to health to COVID to issues that matter deeply for Canadians. And this is certainly a moment to gather and reflect on challenges and opportunities in the relationship with the United States. It's great to see everyone here now. Thank you for coming together. This is important, obviously, for us to do the work to pull together, but it's also an important moment for Canadians to see us coming together to deal with the most important relationship. I'd like to highlight that we are also joined virtually by two of our colleagues, Danielle Smith and David Eby, who weren't able to be here in person, but it's important that everyone be here around the table, virtually or in person, to be able to make sure that every corner of the country is heard in its particular and deep relationship with the United States. I'm joined here around the table by Ministers Leblanc and Joly, who've been working very, very hard on the Canada-US file over the past many months, but also by our ambassador in Washington, Kirsten Hillman, who, as you all know, has been leading this relationship extremely ably on the ground in Washington. I also bring the regards of the National Indigenous Organizations. I sat down with the leadership of First Nations, Inuit and Métis earlier this morning to get their perspective, to talk about the need for all of us across this country to be standing up in the best interests of Canadians and looking to deepen and advance the most important relationship, international relationship we have with the United States. Avec une nouvelle administration américaine.
With a new U.S. administration, there are opportunities and challenges. So it'll be important to pull together so we can speak to the interests of Canadians and our economic growth.
First Ministers meeting today will have two main themes. The first one we're going to cover is opportunities for increased and deepened partnership with the United States. The second theme this afternoon after lunch will be our response to possible tariffs. Il y a deux thèmes de notre conversation aujourd'hui.
There are two themes to be covered today. First, opportunities that we have in our dynamic with the Americans and the new administration, the opportunities for growth, jobs, and deeper partnerships. And second, after our lunch, we will talk about potential tariffs and how we could and must respond to these tariffs.
Opportunities for partnership, there's a number of different things. First of all, on borders, Dominic is going to present to you all the different elements of our massive border plan. It features three main issues. First of all, the joint fight against illegal drugs, particularly fentanyl. We have been working on this for a number of years, but there are a number of measures that we're going to be able to step up on and do more on. That's extremely important to the incoming administration. It actually is one of the key elements that they expressed most concern about. So that's the first part of the borders issue. La deuxième partie sur nos frontières.
The second part about our borders is to maintain and strengthen the security of our borders in partnership with the United States.
Continued management of border security is really going to matter to people, and there are elements on that. And the third element on borders is ensuring the continued integrity of our immigration systems. That is something that is obviously a political pressure in the United States that we can demonstrate a strong response to, and Dominic will be getting into that. But the other opportunities for partnership on energy and critical minerals, we all know in 2023, for example, the U.S. imported about $123 billion worth U.S. Worth of energy into the U.S. It is an extraordinarily important relationship for them that powers their jobs, their industries, their homes. We need to continue that, and we can even do more on energy, as I know they want to. Critical minerals represent a key area of development as well, where we have the ingredients in the technological transformation of our economies that the Americans need. If they don't get them from Canada, they'll get them from China. And if they can't get them from Canada or China, they don't get them from anywhere. And that is going to be a real issue for them. So there's lots of opportunities for us to deepen that. We also are going to be talking about the joint defense of our continent, which obviously leans in heavily on Arctic sovereignty, where we have specific responsibilities and made significant investments. There's also lots of procurement opportunities with Americans as we increase the ability to protect Canadians in a more complex and unstable world. Obviously, that's something that we have made significant investments in, close to tripling our defense spending between 2015 and 2030, but there's always more to do. Bottom line on opportunities is strengthening the strongest trade relationship in the world and creating jobs on both sides of the border. That's what this is all about. So that's what we'll spend our morning on. This afternoon, we're going to dig into the response to possible tariffs. We will have already been and will continue to be united in standing up for all Canadians, standing up for the national interest. And a big part of that is actually defending and promoting the most successful economic relationship the world has ever seen in the face of shifting geopolitical pressures and realities. We are the best friend to Canada, and we can do lots of things together, and we need to make sure that doing those things together is as easy and as beneficial on both sides of the border as it possibly can be. So that's what we'll talk about this afternoon. Finally, let me just say that this First Ministers' meeting on Canada-US relations is important because every different region of the country has a deep relationship with our single biggest trading partner, and making sure that the interests and the concerns of all Canadians are fed into our national response, our national perspective, and the way Canadians, we've already seen, are ferocious about standing up for our interests, our sovereignty in a number of ways over the past while. They'll be looking to us to make sure that together we are demonstrating that Canada is looking for that win-win, looking for that continued and deepened great relationship with the United States that will be beneficial to all of us.
We are gathered here today because it's important for Canadians to see us and to the world to see us as well, to see how united we are in our national interests, the interests of all Canadians. With all the particularities of our relations across our country, we're standing together to defend Canadians and Canada. Thank you.
Thank you all. I'm now very happy to pass it over to the Chair of the Council of the Federation to give a few public remarks before we roll up our sleeves and get into it.